crazy, but I get the impression that the Chiron and the Zerg don't quite get along. I mean, it's really too bad. They probably have so much in common. I mean, they both die in colored splats, for example. Anywho, we are back with the 2022 Custom Races Round Robin. 2 new competitors I have not yet had the chance to cast before. I have, though, watched games with you, aka Magical Cookie, before, and I can tell you he's quite excellent. Though I believe I'm about to learn that he's also a hatch blocker. Edifice goes down. That kicks things off for us. Zerg is both droning and accumulating minerals suggestive of a hatch first. Jackawaka multi-clicks the critter in his mineral line until it explodes. Our Chiron player in the upper left is known as the Sneaky Assassin or Magical Cookie, but he is also a shape-shifting doppelganger because he's also you! Well, that's not going to be confusing at all. From the discussion I've seen, you has actually picked that username just because of the confusion it causes. Oh, Worker Snipe, nice kill. So it's a terrific start by our Zerg player who sounds a little bit like something that you would hear from Fonzie Bear, or maybe a Shakira song. He's Jackawaka! Jackawaka is an indie game developer and programmer, and an eternal thrall of the swarm. You is expanding as well, if I'm right. I'm either wrong that he was hatch blocking or he was a second too late, because Jackawaka got his hatch down as well. You is walling off his natural, adding that sanctum, and Overlord's coming to check that out. So as I understand the rules correctly, Jackawaka is permitted to play a non-custom race, i.e. a standard classic race, the Zerg, because he gets to pick the map in this game 1. And the reason he gets to do that is because he has the lower MMR, meaning he's a lower ranked player in this tournament. There's a project from a pair of pariahs. Hey, that's some impressive alliteration there. It's like some kind of a tongue twister. Perhaps a pair of pariahs will project profusely, or profusely projected the pair of pariahs. Okay, I'll stop now. Roach Warren, down for Jackawaka. You completes his citadel while he sends a volt after that audacious Overlord. He's a little far from his perching point, and it looks like Thing 1 and Thing 2 are gonna try to get inside the Zerg base for a look-see. They step on to creep. There are Zerglings about. Oh, it's a quick project. They want to go after that third, but the only thing there is Zerglings. 1 Ling down, 1 pariah down. Not sure how the math on this works, but it looks like Jackawaka's coming out on top. He's trying for a getaway. They each lose 2 units, but Jackawaka will take that trade all day long. His Roach Warren is done, but he's not making roaches. He's just droning away, full steam ahead. And as for Keiron, we've got ourselves a tech choice. It's an outlet that's brewing. Correction, it's actually an outlet and a conduit. So, echoes and auroras? We're not gonna get another game with apertures in it, are we? Okay, we do have a small number of roaches being made. Oh, pulsars are pretty good at dealing with Zerglings. Alex and Bly have taught us that. Jackawaka is using his Zerglings and his Overlords to keep tabs on the Chiron expansion sites. He wants to know if and when he needs to make a move, and in the meantime, he's still building more roaches. Oh, and he's gonna convert one into a Ravager. Doesn't sound too great on paper if he's going up against Chiron Air. But Zerg is no stranger to muscling past opposing air. Second Sanctum going down for you. He's making it just for you. Hey, you wanted that Sanctum, so you got it. Oh my god, this is gonna be awful. I can't believe you did this to me. Okay. Roach Ravager pushing out. The Chiron really has no army right now. He's making an echo. That's it, we're looking at the core of his army right now. 2 pulsars and a volt. It's like 3 men and a baby. He's putting down his 3rd citadel. It's gonna be at a very bad time. Jackawaka is gonna have a real opportunity to shut this down. Yu's positioning his pulsars as though he's expecting a little stream of Zerglings. The Echo goes Overlord hunting. I know it makes a lot more sense now, but I miss the days that the Echo had melee range. It was just really neat. Oh, Yu's just gonna get overwhelmed here. Jackawaka gets the cancel. He is supply blocked now. But you stuck with echoes that just can't help him out. He shapes in a subjector, he's got a pulsar for a door guard. But the Zerg is tearing away at his sanctums. Oh, the Echo transformed. It goes into Discord mode, which slows down everything trapped inside. And now the Aurora's here. Oh, Jackawaka got a hit with a corrosive bile. You does not want to lose his Aurora. This is a tough hold. Jackawaka's not supply blocked anymore. He's making a ton more roaches to follow this up. Oh, another bile clips that Aurora. Zerg is in the mineral line. Chiron hits energized to armor up. Yu pulls his converters to attack. He gets a surround on one of those Ravagers. Don't mess with the House of Mouse. The tiny converters and volts bring the Ravagers down. And it looks like Jackawaka has pulled the plug on the follow-up. 15 worker kills though. There's no question Jackawaka did some damage there. Keiron kills another Overlord for vengeance, and then he's turning to the offense. He needs to keep the Zerg busy while he rebuilds his tattered army. Yu goes for doubled Sanctum again, replacing the ones that were destroyed. I like this Echo Aurora tandem. The Echoes kill the Overlords where the Aurora kills everything on the ground. But one Aurora is just not enough to deal with Queens. Oh, I am wrong. What else is new? The Roaches are pushing out. He really is going to try to brute force it. He knows he can't counter the Chiron air. But Jackawaka knows he doesn't have to if he can just obliterate everything on the ground. Scratch that, now he's going back. Jackawaka building spores and queens. He's not happy with all the free kills that Yu is picking up right now. Okay, the Roaches were just regrouping, but here they come again. They're squeezing past the wall. The Roaches know they have to be decisive because more Auroras are shaping in above them. They gotta pick a target and bring it down. Don't spread that damage because anything and everything that Chiron has can regenerate. Both sides losing workers. Jackawaka supply blocked yet again. Well, he was until his Roaches conveniently started dying. Oh my god, is Yu gonna save that Sanctum? Jackawaka's so close, he's trying to force it down, but he's losing all of his Roaches. He gets it! No double Sanctum for Yu! Yeah, the Aurora count is just going up here. Once again, it was a terrific hit for the Zerg, but the Chiron is gonna get the cleanup. Zerg's gonna have to think about a transition because these Roach waves are just gonna get weaker and weaker. The other benefit of Zerg's attack is all the Auroras pulled back. That's gonna give Jackawaka more time to get those Queens and Spores in place. Wow, those Echoes really finding value. But even still, Zerg is winning on the resources lost game. Or rather, Yu is losing, and that's something you never want to see. You do not want to see that, and Yu does not either. Man, that avatar is killing me. This whole game is just gonna be a hot mess. Jackawaka looking to push his creep out. He's gonna need that to keep his Queens mobile. And it's even more important with the most recent Zerg patch. Now that Zerg Queens can no longer transfuse off of creep. I mean, can they win a battle against Auroras without being able to transfuse? Doesn't look like either player really wants to find out. But that does mean that Zerg's gonna save his 4th base, and he's gonna be able to get ahead on bases. Wow, you really get a sense of how valuable those Auroras are. Chiron doesn't have much of an army at all, but the Auroras are really keeping him in this. So much of the Zerg focus has to be spent dealing with those Auroras. Not just in terms of minerals and gas, but in attention. Once again, the 4th base is under threat. Oh, the Echo goes into Discord to stop the Queens. Cutting them off from the 4th base, that's so clever. Oh, that was sweet. As soon as the Echo was about to get cut down by the Queens, Yu goes and rotates it with a fresh one. You can just fly those Echoes away and heal them later. Jackawaka gets frustrated, decides he needs some offense, and he is charging in against the Chiron base again. I liked it the first couple of times, but I really do worry. The Chiron's hitting that energize button to get those enhanced shields and armor going. And he's researching Amplified Sphere. That's going to give him the Subjector range. That's going to let the Subjectors outrange the Ravagers. Oh, and now Chiron is researching Dissonance Projector at the Conduit. I've never actually seen that done before. It cloaks the Echo in Discord mode. I don't quite get the thinking on that, but I'm excited to see it. Looks like we're going to get to see something new. Or he just hit a key by accident, but I doubt it. For the 3rd time in a row, Yu has gotten the cleanup on those Roaches. And he seems to bounce back a little stronger every time. Zerg is way up on supply, but there's that Roach inflation. And Jackawaka's lagging on tech at this point. He's making a ton of Roaches again, but they are in danger of becoming obsolete. We gotta keep an eye on those dissonance projecting echoes. I don't even know how to say that. Zerg does not have any overseers, but he does have the lair to get them. Nice pick off with that Zergling. This is gonna be an elite creep pruning force here. Both the echoes and the auroras can detect the tumors. Jackawaka's got 8 queens, so he should be able to remake those tumors pretty quickly. But not if the auroras kill the queens. He's gotta link his queens up here. Big time transfuse to save that second queen. Oh, that pudding frosting has no hit points at all. One little pop and it's gonna burst. That is such an irresistible target. It's almost like bait. Jackawaka's trying to get his 4th back up, and he's going for a huge round of drones right now. Zerg's getting his +1 armor to go with his +1 ranged attack. Keiron starting up upgrade mechanical weapons. There's that Discord mode cutting off the 4th again. This time the queens can't attack it. Jackawaka cancels his 4th to save his cash, and that is a harbinger, people. Those queens are in trouble now. That's some additional firepower for sure. But what's even crazier, if I'm reading the production tab right, U is going for double zenith. That's gonna let him make paragons, the capital ships. Jackawaka proving me wrong. His roach is still getting value. He shuts down the 4th. That's big for him. Who needs tech when you can brute force it? Chiron's pulling back to deal with the threat, I think. Those upgraded subjectors are getting pretty tough. I've been getting a lot of education in the comment sections from you guys about undervaluing the subjectors. You can see it here. Just because they're good against air doesn't mean they suck against ground. I'm learning. Roach is getting cleaned up yet again. But they are causing chaos and buying time. And this time, Jackawaka's doing something a little bit different with it. He has started up a spire. I bet he's thinking corruptors to go up against all that Chiron air. Looks like his roaches did get the scout on the double zenith. If that doesn't scream 5-alarm fire at the Zerg headquarters, nothing will. Well, how about harbingers ripping down your only spire? Oh, queens driving them off. There's just 3 of them though. I feel like the queens are like cats that make their hair stand on end so they look bigger. Yu's gonna remake that 4th yet again. And Jackawaka's gonna remake his 4th. Now that's a pack of queens to be afraid of. You can see the transfuses just rippling off those queens. But if that queen energy runs out, then I think Zerg is in a lot of trouble. Spire's almost done though. 2 queens get splatted. The harbingers do not mess around. Plug, I've got a video about the Harbinger if you ever want to learn more about them. There's probably more minutia there than an insane human would want to know, but have at it if you will. Okay, Spire's done. Jackawaka's racking up minerals and gas. I was expecting an Air Force. As I say that, his gas bank evaporates. He makes 14 mutas. I was wrong about the corruptors. Oh, and there's a Paragon out on the scene now. This roach run-by is about to learn that. But maybe if they focus on the 4th, they can still get that down. Otherwise, I think the Paragon just rips into them and they all die. Jackawaka decides he wants to go for units instead. He's gonna kill the ground army there. But that's it, he's just gonna get pounded by a capital ship here. Oh, an additional Harbinger is getting shaped in to help. Oh, I kinda like this adjustment. Bringing in the cheap lings. If you have to go ground against air, cheap Zerglings are the way to go. You force your opponent to sort of overkill again and again and again. It works a lot better when you have cracklings, the adrenal glands upgrade, but you work with what you got. So this is Roach Attack 5 or 6, but this time it's a little bit different. Because this time Jackawaka's got a secret giant party of mutas. He's clearly holding them back. We'll see what he plans to do with them. Yu's probably not aware that he's got the smaller army right now. It's a much higher tech army though. Oh, that discordant echo is still there. It's not even paying rent. I'll try to get some footage after the cast so you can see what it looks like to Jackawaka. He sees the big giant blue sphere, but he doesn't see the ball that's inside it. So he knows it's there, he just can't do anything about it unless he's got a spore or an overseer. What he can do something about though is this 4th base, and he has never stopped trying. Yu hits the energize button on his citadel to help keep his converters alive while the cavalry flies over and kills the lings. A harbinger may mean a portent of bad things coming, and that might be exactly what these guys are. Though that hatch made them look better than they actually are. There weren't a ton of hit points on that hatch. Oh, Jackawaka is being so patient with his mutas. He just keeps stacking them up. I'd be so tempted to run them at those Harbingers. Oh my god, I did not notice that Jackawaka didn't have Ling speed. He's just getting it now. Where are those mutas going? Are they planning for a base race? The queens cannot stop those Harbingers without the mutas. Yu's about to take down the macro hatch. The mutas are gonna have to do equal damage to keep pace. Oh no, no, they're coming back. They're gonna cut off those Harbingers. Now, is Yu gonna be able to use Judgment Mode? It's an absolute muta killer. But there are 27 mutas in that pack. The bouncing glaives is gonna be insane. Oh, the Echo gets to live because it's cloaked. No, no, don't uncloak. Oh, those Echoes are so scrappy. And now Jackawaka flies over with a thirst of vengeance. The Keiron army is much smaller and its air force is depleted. There is an Aegis guarding that third. Oh, the force field! That was a perfect force field. And the subjectors inside pick off a whole bunch of mutas. That is how you do it. That is how you do it. That is how you did it. Oh, we're gonna have the replay on that. Oh, there's a follow-up of Corruptors, but they are just getting picked apart by the subjectors. And that is a lot of Paragon. They are too slow to catch the mutas though. If Jackawaka can do the muta dance, he can outmaneuver them here. And he's gonna need to do something because he's just lost a whole slew of drones at home. Yeah, the Zerg economy has just collapsed. He needs to do damage. I think the last game I uploaded, I said you can't beat Genetron in a base race if he has Badgers. Well, how about this? You can't beat the Chiron in a base race if he has an Aegis. Oh, you herds the mutas into the Stratus, and they're just getting winnowed down. Jackawaka's trying to rebuild by getting his Corruptor count up, but he doesn't have a very big flow of gas right now. Dude, if this game could not have gotten any better, you just dialed this up a notch and added the brand new fuse unit. You see how those Paragons, a couple of them look like they're on fire? That's because they've got an extra 150 points of force field. That's because a unit called the Fuse flew inside them. It probably happened so fast if you blinked you missed it. Thank goodness you've got a YouTube caster who's fallen in love with the slow-mo function on his editor. Stick around after the game, I'll have you covered. Jackawaka's rebuilding that Air Force. But now he's got to deal with a fleet of infused Paragons. Can you imagine if you put a Paradox force field on top of that? If somebody actually did that, and they can, the Paragon would have 850 hit points. That is nuts. Right now, it's a mere 700. To put that in perspective, a carrier's 450, a battlecruiser's 550. This is 700. And poor Jackawaka's left trying to figure out how to solve this on the fly. I don't think he can hit it head on. But once it starts hitting his hatcheries, he doesn't have much of a choice unless he wants to try to base race it. And you gotta be intimidated by the Aegis force field. Zerg's gonna go for it. He's bringing his queens to transfuse. He's gotta transfuse everything. This is gonna be a tough fight for him. Oh, there's a Chiron ground force coming from behind. Oh, it's emissary orbs. Chiron nukes multiple ones. And it's GG. What a fantastic finish to a terrific game. Did we just watch the game of the tournament? And better yet, I get to do this. Wow, wow, wow. Congratulations to Magical Cookie, aka you. Not just for the win here, but as the Koreans say in bad English translation, hoping to show us good games. We got an Aegis force field, and that wasn't just some kind of garish show or prank. It actually turned the tide of the game. We got fuses, and we got the Echo's dissonance projector upgrade in action. Though to be honest here, one of the keys to victory tonight was actually something much, much more mundane. While Jackawaka was staging his massive muta strike, the Keiron player, you, countered with a cheap pariah run-by that just devastated the Zerg. At that point, the Paragons were so powerful, the Zerg player Jackawaka just wasn't going to defeat that without spellcasters, like Infestors or Vipers, or a gigantic forest of spores. and Zerg no longer had the economy to reasonably get in such a position. Now, as promised, I want to show you what a dissonance projector looks like to an opponent. You can see that Jackawaka clearly knows the echo is there. It's not a secret, but without detection, he just doesn't have anything to click on. I wonder if in the future we'll see players using area effect spells like Fungal Growth or Storm to deal with cloaked echoes. We'll see. We'll see. Now, let me also show you this. Here's the fuses going into the Paragons. I've actually got a separate video explaining the ins and outs of the fuse. Haha, get it? I don't know if it'll be out by the time I upload this, but if you'd like to know more, just look for that. The crazy part is that if the Zerg can actually kill the 700 hit point Paragon, the fuse will survive, heal up its shields, and become available after just a short cooldown to leap into another Keiron unit. Now, in reality, the Zerg would probably just kill the fuse before that happened, but if you're facing a sea of Paragons, you probably don't have the luxury of focusing down the fuses. Anyways, a super satisfying game. Don't get spoiled, guys. We're not going to be seeing this every time, but every now and then, maybe. Thank you, Jackawaka. Check out his Twitter, guys. If I'm right, he's got some demos of some cool games that he's designing. And thank you. What a show tonight. Don't forget to subscribe just in case a game of this caliber comes along again. And from my base to yours, Zugzwang out. To continue your Starcraft journey, Nova advises you to click the video in the upper rectangle. But Kerrigan warns you to watch your 6 and click the video in the bottom rectangle. Or you can stimpack your Starcraft experience. Subscribe to Zugzwang Starcraft. Just hit the circle. From my base to yours, Zugzwang out.